Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe and click notifications if you like what I do. Going back to crafting again today, guys. I know, boring. No, actually I love it, love it, love it. Today I'm doing something a bit different from Christmassy. I'm going African. I wanted to make some tea lights for an occasion that's coming up very soon, and I wanted them to be African themed. So rather than buy them, obviously I decided to make them, and down here I'll show you are my little tools to help me do that. So let me share that with you. Right, so I've got 3 sorts of napkins here, which I got from Amazon. I've got some glass jars, I've got some rope, I've got some glue which I made myself, which is 3 parts PVA, 1 part water. I've got a selection of paintbrushes and a green tea just to help me along, and let me show you what I do and how they come out. So I'm quite excited about these. Not quite sure whether I'm going to put a little tea light in these or a little miniature candle, but they'll be electric. Regardless of what I do, there won't be any sort of real candles in this, because I want to make them sort of safe. So yeah, let's get crafting. Right, I think I'm going to go with this napkin first. And if you can see me move my glue. Right, can you see that napkin? Okay, that crunch in the background is Lola Bear deciding it's breakfast time. Now, which glass I'm going to use? Probably going to be, do you know what? I'm going to use a small one to begin with, because I'm not sure for this if I want this bottom bit here. Okay, so let's move the other glass jars out the way for a second. So if anyone's never done this before, okay, let me show you. So take your jar, and you need to work out how much of the napkin you need. So for me, it's going to be around there, I think. Okay, and then use a pair of scissors, which I've just suddenly realised I haven't got in front of me. I'll grab quickly. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut my napkin to relatively the size I want. Okay. Okay, I'll just move that. And then I'm just going to cut it across here. It's just easier to cut it now than later. Okay, let's get rid of what I don't need for a second. And again, just going to have a look and see what that looks like. Okay, perfect there. But I said I don't want this edging at the bottom, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the bottom bit where I don't want it. And again, just because it's easier to do that, just check size-wise. No, I can get rid of a bit of the top as well. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It does help. Okay, so I think I am happy with that. What do you think? Can you see? Okay, so now what I need to do is get rid of the ones I don't need there, is I need to peel the picture away from the back. Okay, so you don't need that bit. All right. And these napkins are actually quite thick. Some of them can be very flimsy. So I've got my little paintbrush and my glue. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the lid off. I don't need the lid. Is I'm just going to pop some of this glue, oops, onto my pot. Okay, there. Okay. And then I'm going to carefully add my napkin onto it and use my fingers, just give it a little push down. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint the glue on and carefully fold the napkin around. This jar isn't the best jar in the world for this because it's not flat, it's got bumps. And I want to keep the bumps out, okay? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go round and round until this is on. Once you start getting the glue on your napkin, guys, can I just warn you, it does start to make it a little bit delicate to touch, all right? So just be careful you don't rip it. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold that around, okay? Okay, all right, that's there. Now, I've just realised it's not in a straight line necessarily, so let me try and get it in a straight line without damaging it. It's this side that needs just moving slightly. Okay. Now I need to smooth this down, right? But what I don't want to do is tear my napkin, okay? Okay. So, do you know what I'm going to do? Let me show you. Right, so I'm going to take some cling film. I'm going to move my glue out of the way for a second. And I'm just going to wrap the cling film around this. Just cut it off there, okay? And then, using the cling film, I'm going to out any creases that I may have in my napkin. Just want to check it. I think there's some creases there. Just want to get them out. So while I do that, what the cling film does is stops you ripping it, basically. And then all I'm going to do at the bottom is add some more glue, just to make sure this folds down. And sort of wraps underneath it. I'm holding it in the cling film, not the napkin, just because it'll stop me tearing it in my fingers accidentally. Okay. Now if you do tear it, don't panic, alright? I've got a little tear I've just put in at the top there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you how to fix that when it's dry, so don't panic, okay? Any areas where it has torn, just leave it until it's dry, alright? So I just want to make sure everything on here is well secured down. It said it's very delicate. So where my crease is here, so where it overlapped a little bit, just put more glue. There we go. Right. Okay. It's looking good. Okay. So that's my first one. So all I need to do now is to leave that to dry. Okay. And we'll come back to it when it's dry. Right, so for my bigger jar, I don't know if you can see properly, let me just raise you up a little bit there, okay? For my bigger jar, it's not going to go all the way around, okay? Because the napkin that I want to use, the actual pattern is literally a square, so it would look very odd if I put half of the other pattern on it. So that isn't the end of what I want, okay? So I'll show you how this will end up once I've put my napkin onto my surface. So again, I'm peeling the back away. Now this one is a lot thinner than the other one. Just gently peel it. There we go. Get rid of that. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this one, okay, is I'm going to do, as with the other one, I'm going to apply the glue on to the jar. There we go. And then gently place this down so it picks it up, which it has done. Okay, and just give it a bit. Don't use your cling film just to iron out any creases that might appear. Okay, And then I'm going to do, just make sure that is straight, okay, then I'm just going to apply, I'm going to the outside for this one, apply my glue, because it will soak in, okay. So let's move my glue here, because it's in the way, isn't it? Okay. And it's not a completely flat surface, you can get a few wrinkles, but it's okay, we can work with that at the bottom, where it sort of goes down to here. Right, so that's on there. Now on the back, what I'm going to do is, do you remember the bit I ripped off? I'm going to attach that to the back, so I just want to measure. Now again, I will fill this in later, I will show you what I will do later with this, but I just want to apply this bit to the back. Okay, so this is the bit I peeled off the back of the napkin. Okay. Oops. Be very careful with this, because this one's even thinner than the other one. Okay. I'm just going to use a clean brush actually for this, just one that hasn't any glue on it. But I might even just use another. Yeah. So flimsy, it's really difficult. Okay. Okay, now what should happen, it says, I can see, I don't know if you can see that, I can see the outline of my other napkin, okay? But what I want to do is remove the excess that I don't need, so you need to do this very carefully, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect, because you're going to paint some of this later, okay, to distress it. It's very sticky as well with the glue, okay? And again the top bit here, okay. So, just going to tidy the bottom up. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so I've done that. That again needs to dry. Oops. And then last but not least is my elephant one. Which, no, I've done the elephant one. Where has it gone? I've done the African one. Oh, here it is. It's my African ladies. There we go. I love the oranges on this one, as well as the elephant one. So, as I've got these off Amazon, you can use any napkins, to be honest with you, if you've got a themed party or anything. So again, I need to have a look at this. Okay, so always look at your napkin. So open it up wide. So, because that is your picture. I don't know if you can see with the jar out of the way. Look at that. So that is actually a really nice picture. So you've got to think about where do you want to cut. Okay, so get your jam jar again and look about where, if you were to cut it, what would that look like? Now, I'm going to cut mine halfway through this lady, okay, and I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to obviously chop the top off. Some people cut these off after they've done the jar, but I just think it's so much easier while it's dry, because it's so delicate once it gets wet. So again, I need to peel the backing off. Perfect. All right, and this is actually quite thin as well, so I'm going to do this one slightly different, in as much as I'm going to paint on top of the napkin direct. But I will put a bit of glue on this side first, just to initially get it to stick. So just want to think about where I'm going to put this to start the picture off, and I think I'm going to go there. Okay. Okay, So I'm now going to apply the glue to the outside, not the inside. Just making sure I don't get any creases. Especially when you get to the bottom here, because it's rounded. You've got to be so particular with it. So once it starts getting the glue, it literally becomes, it's not like tissue paper. Well, it is tissue paper then, isn't it? Again, if you rip it like I've just done, it's not the end of the world because we can repair that. Okay, what do you think? Right, so they need to dry, and I'll show you them when they're dry. Okay. Right, so my jars are dried, and now what I need to do is just go around and touch up anywhere where it might have torn, because the tissue napkin is so fragile, it can tear very easily, and it's fine because all you need to do is get some paint. So I've got here, if you can see, let's move all my brushes, that's Lola puffing and puffing. I've got a little palette here with different colours in it, and I'm just having a look at sort of the different things that I need to touch up, and one of the things I do need to touch up on my jars is some trees. So I've got some little brushes here, and I need my glasses as well because my eyesight is so bad. I don't want to get this wrong, okay, because when the light's in this you will see any imperfections. So just here it's sort of torn a little bit on the edge. Now that might be covered by the string, but I don't know, so I don't want to risk it. So I need to sort of try and get some colours to fill in the glass and then put the tree back in, if that makes sense, and if you can see at the top. So I've got in here some browns and some yellows and oranges, and so what I'm going to do, I've got sponges. These are just normal washing up sponges, nothing too fancy, and I'm just going to start building a bit of colour up to see if I can get the shade I want. So let's give this a go. Do a little bit initially. Perfect. Just literally dab. That is Lola. She loves dabbing at the door as well, don't you, Lola Bear? Lola, come on. Lola. Shh, shh, shh. Right, so here as well. Now, if you're unsure that your colour match is perfect, you can go over the actual napkin itself where it hasn't torn and blend it in. I'm lucky with this particular design because it is all different colours anyway. Let me just try and put that in there. I'm just going to pause you for a minute and shut Lola up. Just bear with me, she's driving me mad. Okay, I'm back. Right, I've just had to bribe her with a dog biscuit. Well, you shouldn't really, but the only way to get her to shut up sometimes. Love her to bits, but geez, she can try you. Right, back to patching up my little areas. Right, I think that one is okay as it is. This one I do need to put the tree back in, but I will do that in a minute. Right, let me get another one and just see if that has anything that needs correcting. No, that one stayed perfect. Wow, okay. So, oh yeah, this one got a bit of tearing, unfortunately. Right, the next challenge is this one that I did, okay, because I have literally just stuck bits on that I had left over. And so all I'm going to be doing with this one is painting in between the glasses, just to put colour on. So this will take a bit of time actually, so I will come back and show you this when I finish this one. Right, okay, I don't know if you can see these now. I am really getting pleased with these, and especially if I can move that one out of the way. This is the one that was just bits of leftovers, and I've literally coloured the jar to blend it, and I'm absolutely over the moon about that one. So I need to leave these to dry again, and then I'm going to spray them with a varnish just to help protect them, and then I will show you what I'm going to do next. And now I need to move on though to this one. Okay, so this is my African one which I did, and obviously the napkin, the way it was done, you couldn't go all the way around. It would look very, very silly if I'd done that. So I've only been able to do partially round, and that's fine because I'm going to do exactly as I did with this one and fill it in with some paint. So I've got a bigger dabber here, which I'm just going to use. Right, so that will leave to dry as well, and then I'll show you the next stage. Right, so my jars are all dry. I've lacquered them as well to protect them a little bit more, and yeah, I'm really pleased with them. In fact, the one I'm really pleased with the most is the one that was literally just the leftover bits of napkin, where I've painted in between the glass and the napkin. So yeah, I'm really pleased with those. They've come out really well. They look very rustic, and I think they will do perfectly for the occasion. So I now need to finish these off, and the only way I'm going to finish these off is by using rope. So what I'm going to do, put my heat gun on, and I'm going to wrap this around all the tops, so that it gives it a very, very sort of African-y, rustic feel. So I've got my gun. I'll just see if it's warmed up enough yet for me to do it. No? Okay. We'll come back and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so now my gun has heated up. I'm just gluing the rim first and then feeding the string around the top, being careful not to burn myself, because the glue gun, which you can't even see what I'm just doing there, can you guys? Sorry, the glue gun gets quite hot, so you don't need to watch me do this for every single jar, so I'll show you them all at the end. Right, there we go, so they've all been stringed. So one thing left to do is to tidy this away and to put some candles in it and see what they look like. But I'm quite pleased with these. They look amazing. So let's see what they look like with candles in. Right, here we go. Now on the day I will use electric tea lights, as I said, but for now I'm just using normal tea lights, but I actually think they are really effective. What do you think? Really pleased with those. So if you like those guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and obviously click notifications. It's been a really good day. I've actually really enjoyed it. Here's a couple of other things that I've created today as well. So I've been really on a roll. and just love days like this. So guys, I will catch you later, and if you like crafting and you like recycling, have a go. Let me know what you think. Okay, see you later. Bye.